Naija ready to give United Nations all the support wey dem need to fulfil their mandate. Na Presido Buhari na im tok dis one. Naija Presido Muhammadu Buhari don tok am for di speech wey im deliver for general debate of 75th United Nations General Assembly say Naija like all di work wey UN dey do to stop global poverty, promote international peace, women empowerment, youth development and humanitarian agencies, and dem ready to support dem. It congratulates the member states on top the 75th anniversary of United Nations (UN) and it thanked them as na dem make sure say the global community dey stabilized.
I would like to assure you of Nigeria's readiness to avail the United Nations all necessary cooperation needed for the fulfillment of your mandate. I wish to also thank the General Assembly for the support accorded His Excellency Tijani Muhammad Bande during his tenure as President of the 74th session of the General Assembly. We acknowledge the accomplishments of the Assembly under his able leadership, particularly his efforts on attacking global poverty through the Global Coalition on Poverty Eradication. We also commend the tremendous efforts of His Excellency Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations, in steering the affairs of the organization during this challenging period of the coronavirus pandemic. Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, it is my privilege to use this opportunity to congratulate member states on the 75th anniversary of the United Nations. In addition to international peace and security, the United Nations has undertaken programs on poverty eradication, women's empowerment, youth development, and humanitarian emergencies.
The theme of this year United Nations General Assembly na "The future we want, the United Nations we need, confronting coronavirus through effective multilateral action." President Buhari tok say as e dey reflect for the future wey dem want and United Nations wey dem need to know say the whole world dey count on dem. And if the United Nations no fit do better thing to remove coronavirus comot for the world, that one go mean say dem don fail for their work.
The theme of this year's General Assembly, the future we want, the United Nations we need, reaffirming our collective commitment to multilateralism, confronting coronavirus through effective multilateral action, is indeed most appropriate and timely, as it captures our common desire for a renewed and revitalized organization in need of multilateral approaches to the many challenges facing the world. As we reflect on the future we want and the United Nations we need, we must realize that the peoples of the world not only look up to us, they count on us. If the United Nations system cannot mobilize the world to marshal out a truly effective and inclusive response to the coronavirus pandemic, then the United Nations would have failed in its core mission of giving expression, direction, and solution to the yearnings of the international community.
Under United Nations we need, President Buhari salutes United Nations and World Health Organization (WHO) for the work wey dem dey do to fight coronavirus disease, and he thanked them for the $2 billion global humanitarian response plan wey UN Secretary General launched to fund the poorest country for the world against COVID-19.
I use this opportunity to commend the efforts of the United Nations and the World Health Organization in combating the coronavirus pandemic. I note with appreciation the $2 billion United States dollars global humanitarian response plan launched by the United Nations Secretary General to fund the coronavirus response in the poorest countries of the world. Nigeria will continue to partner with the World Health Organization and some countries to ensure accelerated development and manufacturing, as well as uninhibited supply of safe and effective coronavirus vaccines to all.
Buhari complain say Naija still dey face the katakata of insurgency from Boko Haram and bandits, and dem dey count on UN counter-terrorism bodies and neighboring countries to overcome the terrorists wey dey Lake Chad Basin and wider Sahel region.
The litany of sophisticated terrorist attacks across the globe is a harsh reality of the challenges the world is facing today. We must therefore redouble our efforts to ensure collective security. In Nigeria, we are still facing violent extremism from the insurgency of Boko Haram and bandits. We continue to count on our strong cooperation with United Nations counter-terrorism bodies and neighboring countries to overcome the terrorists in the Lake Chad Basin and the wider Sahel region.
Presido Buhari tok say Naija ready to put body on top migration management and prevention of irregular migration and human trafficking because say dem dey face high internal and external migration issue because of how dem take plenty reach.
Nigeria experiences high internal and external migration due to the size of its population, economic situation, and climate. We are therefore fully committed to migration management and prevention of irregular migration and human trafficking. Nigeria supports the expansion of the United Nations Security Council to reflect the diversity and dynamics of the 21st century. I will conclude by reaffirming Nigeria's commitment to promoting international peace and security and sustainable development, as well as strengthening partnerships and cooperation with international and regional organizations. Thank you.
He still tok say Naija ready to commit body put on top international peace, security, sustainable development and partnership with international and regional organizations. Now here we see this ogbonge informate reach on top with tori for today. As Presido Buhari don tok say Naija ready to give United Nations all the ogbonge support wey dem need to make sure say dem deliver on top their mandates. Make una sabi say na TMC TV na im carry this ogbonge informate come give una. My name na Edorogo Edoleyi from Abuja.